for good. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so super excited. We're going to go ahead and get started, and then I'll just let people on as they join. But you guys, thank you, Jeremiah, for taking time out of your day. I know you're super, super busy, and you are so willing to do this for us, so we appreciate it so much. I have so many excited men and women to hear. I know a lot of people can't make it, but we're going to post the recording so that they have a chance to listen. But you guys, I just wanted Jeremiah to kind of jump on. I know that through this business or our Zaya journeys, there's always some peaks and valleys and ups and downs. And sometimes we're experiencing slower times and we're experiencing growth periods. And so I just kind of wanted him to talk through kind of the struggle of that and how to maintain consistency through those times and why that is so important. Jeremiah comes with so much knowledge in the direct sales world, not only with Zaya, but in his past experience. And so I just wanted him to share his knowledge with us today. So Jeremiah, I am going to turn it over to you. And then if there's any questions at the end, we can kind of open it up. So thank you again so much.
Okay, awesome. This is pretty cool. Quite incredible. I've got an awesome view of so many of your faces, and I'm clicking through the different pages to be able to see all of you. And then I can just look right up above my computer and see my hot wife trying different items on. So if I get distracted, it's because she's taking the tank top off and trying a new one on or something. So I'll try and keep the eyes down here and keep it cool. Why don't you come say hi real quick? She's clothed. I'm playing.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Erin.
You guys are in for a treat to hear from this guy today. I loved his introduction, Megan. He is full of knowledge and expertise and a whole lot of love for the Zaya fam. So,
well,
everyone.
And Erin, if you want to give us any sneak peeks, you can pop on over on the screen here in a little bit if you want.
I may have to do a little fashion show for y'all.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, she is beautiful. Whoever just wrote that. Anyway, so she's actually jumping out in a second. But yeah, this is awesome. I am extremely grateful to be able to be here this morning with you guys and chat a little bit. And I love the way Megan described that. There are definitely peaks and valleys and different things that happen and in a business like this. And so I wanted to talk about what I've seen. I've been in this space, in this industry since I think 2004 was when I first really started to work in it and kind of understand it. And there are what we call seasons. There's seasons of growth, seasons where you plateau, seasons where you'll even drop a little bit. But I also want to talk about what I've seen from the very best leaders I've ever seen. And those are the ones who will make sure that during those quote unquote slow times that they're still, I hate to say it, but just working a little bit harder than the other people. Because what's going to happen in the end of August, September, October, there will be a massive growth again. It's happened every year. And so the people that have that growth this fall are going to be the people that set it up in June and July. And so last year was the first time that we didn't see any type of plateau or slowing, excuse me. And that was because it was a different world. It was something we'd never seen before. It was during the pandemic and it was just different. But typically at the beginning of summer, most moms have a bunch of kids that are no longer being babysat at school. They've got a lot more that they have to do. They want to go out on vacation. So there's just a lot more to do. And so by default, you have a little bit less time to take care of your side gig. If that's a Zaya business, you have a little bit less time. And so if everyone spends 10 or 15% less time on something, you're going to get 10 or 15% less results. It is what it is. And so as a company, we can see that, and we've seen it year after year. Luckily, we've been able to never really drop, but the growth has always definitely slowed. And so we also are noticing, excuse me, right now, that it's not just summer coming on, but it's also everyone's been cooped up and not allowed to travel or do anything for a year. And so there's this massive desire to get out and, just do whatever it is that you couldn't do for the last year. And we love that. So the last thing we want to say is don't do that. That's what this business is for. We want you to be able to go and enjoy that, go have fun. That's why you are part of Zaya. You don't have a boss. You don't need to send Erin a text message in the morning and say, I'm going to be late to my Zoom call. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have a boss. But I also want to just talk a little bit about how you can kind of maybe set some perspective on how to handle that. And also, there's ways to look at different months. For example, March. March was a ginormous month for us, but we knew it was going to be. We knew before March even hit that we had 31 days. We knew that we were going to have 5 Wednesdays. We knew that we were going to have 3 Make Room Mondays, and there wasn't a significant holiday weekend. You know, then you get into April and your business might have dropped a little bit, but you had 1 less Make Room Monday, 1 less Wednesday launch. You had a major holiday at the beginning of the month. So there are different things to take into account and not just think, okay, did I drop? Why did I drop? What's going on? And really analyze what's going on. But what I want to talk about is how to kind of focus on some of those things. And so I'm going to maybe give some examples of what's happened in my life recently. It has nothing to do with Zaya, but it has to do with my family and what I do. This is something that I've done for quite a while, and it helps me with whatever I want to focus on. So hopefully you can apply this to your Zaya business or maybe life in general. But something I do with my kids a lot is, and they know about it, they'll tease me. They're like, oh, really, Dad? We have to talk about priorities. But every few months, I will ask my kids a question, and I will say, what do you believe are Dad's 5 highest priorities in his life? And I've explained to them, they know what I want to hear is, what do you see that I put my time and attention toward right now? And so the reason I do that is at times it's quite humbling, eye-opening, because they'll say some things that shouldn't be one of my top 5 priorities in life. You know, if one of those top 5 answers is, you know, watching the Utah Jazz, then that's a bad answer, right? Or whatever it is. And so everyone has certain things, but you can get distracted in life and start to do things and start putting so much time and effort towards something that, and your kids are pretty honest. My kids are, at least. They'll be brutally honest with me and say, well, I think it's this or whatever it is. And so we do that exercise. I do it at least because it helps me evaluate, what am I doing? My kids are going to tell me what they see me putting my time toward. And so it's a way to look and see if your priorities are where they need to be. So what I would do is challenge you to find a partner, find someone that can help you with your Zaya business. And every once in a while, either ask yourself or ask your partner, you know, what are my priorities in my Zaya business? What am I putting my time and effort toward? Because there are different things that we can do and different things will give different results. And I think you guys know, a lot of times we'll spend a lot more time on the easy things, but we think we're working our Zaya business, but is it doing the things that are going to produce results for us? And so I think it's a good way to have somebody else help you to kind of see what you're doing. And then also for example, my kids complain. The one answer that is consistently true every time, and this I'm very proud of, but they will basically, no matter what, and they say it kind of begrudgingly, but say, oh, well, number one, Dad, is Mom. You love Mom way more than us. And so, which is cool. I want them to know that. That's something that I pride myself in. But I love them all as much, a lot as well. But that's kind of a funny joke with our kids. They're pretty jealous of the fact that I like their mom more than them. But they have given me some answers when I've asked that question that are not ideal. And so those are the times when I at least sit back and say, all right, I've got to make a correction here. Or it's not at times the things that they say that have helped me, but oftentimes it's the things that I want to be one of my top priorities that they don't think about. And so those are the things where I would think, well, if God is a huge priority in my life and they didn't mention God, then are we saying enough? And these are my own things. I'm not trying to impose my beliefs on you, but I believe in family prayer every morning and night. And so I think, okay, am I not doing that enough or whatever it is? But that's something that has happened where they haven't said God. And so I thought, all right, there's a correction that needs to be made in my life there. Now back to the Zaya business. If you're looking at different things and your partner says, well, one of your top 5 priorities has nothing to do with reaching out to new prospects, then you probably need to evaluate something. And you guys can figure out with your leaders and with your groups. Megan's going to be awesome at that, but figuring out what you guys should be doing. But I think it's a good way to evaluate what you're doing in life. And so it's always a good perspective, in my opinion, to have somebody else help you. And when you focus on things, I think you start to get the results. So it's over the last probably 3 or 4 months, Aaron and myself, we have made a huge effort with our kids on teaching responsibility and love, like just all of this with our kids. And so it's a priority that we have. And so this past weekend, we were up at our cabin, and we've been for about the last year working with this landscape guy who's been putting in a pond back there. And it was pretty much done. And if you go on Erin's Instagram, on her latest post, you can see us jumping into the pond. It's an awesome pond. But what was happening is we had 2 days to just play out there all day long. Sunday and Monday, we were there just playing out there. And this landscaper, this old gruff cowboy with a Magnum PI style thick mustache with the handlebar, and he wears this cowboy hat. He's kind of my idol, the way, I want to be him. But anyway, he's just this cool guy that's just getting his hands dirty all day long out there while we're living the life playing in this pond. And and I don't think he's even paying attention to what's going on with us. But he's just finishing up all the sprinklers and tidying up everything. And he's there for these 2 days on and off doing all of these things. Well, Tuesday morning, we're out there getting ready to head home. And so I'm having the kids help me clean up and put we had to cover the furniture with some coverings because we're going to be there for a while. And so I sent my 2 little ones, Wyatt and Savvy, they are 8 and 10 years old, to go and put these covers on. And after about 10 minutes, they don't have a single cover on. They can't get them to fit right over the chair or whatever. So I go out there and I make a joke and say, what is the point of me even having kids? I mean, if I have to do the work, then why did I even have you guys? It certainly wasn't about love. I mean, Mom and I decided to have kids so we would have less work to do. And they know my sense of humor and say something. And I just said it as a joke. But this landscaper, John, I didn't even know he was listening. He says, I just want to tell you, me watching your family and your kids, and these kids were terrible. They fought, they threw each other in the pond, they did everything. But he said, watching the way your family interacts, the love that you have, the respect you have, it's something to behold. I was scared to death of my dad. So it was one of those moments where I just thought, you know what, this is something we've focused on intentionally as a family. And some guy that had been observing us for a couple of days, and I didn't realize it, took the time to say, that is a pretty impressive family. So I guess the reason I bring that up is if you do something intentionally, if you say, all right, this is what I'm going to do and focus on, you're going to get results. I promise you. That's just the way life is. So that's my challenge to you, is look at this summer as a way to set yourself up for this fall. How can you get your Zaya business to where you are ready to explode when we explode come August, September? Look at that, figure out how to get with some friends, some partners here in your Zaya business, and look at what you guys think are some goals that you can make, and be intentional about it. Figure out, like, what do I want to do? And I promise you're going to have someone else on your team in a few months say, hey, I've noticed that you're doing this and it's incredible. Look at the success that you're having. So that's about all I have to teach. I'm not very insightful, Megan, but that's what I thought I'd bring today. So.
Oh my God, it was awesome. And you have us all like in tears. We're all like, oh, we're crying. Everybody's commenting how they're choked up. I love it. I thought it was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. We love just seeing you guys. Anytime we can talk to you or see you or And I love that you shared all of that. Now I'm going to get choked up. See, I said to you the first time I met you, I'm a crier just like you are, Jeremiah. But I love that you shared that about your family, because I love how people can see the heart of Zaya. And I think that's what's so important. And that's why people stay with Zaya. And so if anything, I love that all 86 of us got to see that from you today, instead of you just saying you should do this, this, and this, because really, truly, that's what Zaya is about, and that's what I love the most. And so I appreciate that so much. So thank you. And I did see Erin's videos of the pond, and it looked amazing. It looked awesome. So thank you again for your wisdom and just being on here today. I know you're a busy, busy man, and we appreciate you so much. Anybody have a comment or question? Otherwise, we'll let Jeremiah get back to his day. And if is Erin still there? Is she gone?
No, Erin, she did take off. She went to get some just organic juices. She's doing this little cleanse right now, and so it's 5 minutes away. So she jumped over there.
We appreciate it, Jeremiah. Enjoy your day, and thank you so much again for joining us.
Oh, anytime. I love getting on, and I'm just so appreciative of all the hard work you guys are doing. We understand it's not easy, and so anything we can do to help and assist, we're all for it, because you guys are what make this company great. So we're so appreciative. Just please know how appreciative we are for what you guys do.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a great day, guys.
All right. Thanks. We'll see you later.